Dawn spreads across the African savanna like a soft golden tide. What seems calm from afar is, in truth, a land already awake with tension. Among thorny bushes and scattered rocks, a troop of baboons begins to stir. They do not wake in comfort, but in readiness. Each pair of eyes scans the horizon. Each ear turns toward the smallest sound. For baboons, morning is not a gentle beginning. It is the moment survival resumes, where every movement must be measured, and every shadow might hide a threat waiting to strike. Baboons live in large, tightly bonded troops, where no individual truly stands alone. The safety of each member depends on the awareness of the whole group. Faces are remembered, warning calls are learned, and safe routes across the land are passed down through generations. The troop is more than a family. It is a living shield that surrounds the young and the vulnerable, a moving fortress that stands between life and the predators that roam these open plains. As the troop begins to move, their formation reveals a quiet strategy shaped by time. The smallest infants are kept close to the center, cradled by the presence of adults on every side. Stronger members walk the edges, where danger is most likely to appear. This pattern is not random. It is the result of countless encounters with death, refined by those who survived and remembered. Every step forward is cautious. Every unfamiliar sound forces the troop to pause and reassess the world around them. Within the troop, tension often simmers beneath the surface. Low growls, brief stares, and sudden displays of teeth are not meaningless acts of aggression. They are part of an unspoken language that maintains order. Dominance must be tested, positions must be reinforced, and boundaries must be respected. These conflicts may seem harsh, but without them, the troop would fall into chaos. In the wild, disorder invites disaster. For baboons, social discipline is another form of protection. Baboons are not only strong, they are socially intelligent. They recognize allies and rivals, remember past conflicts, and form temporary bonds that can decide who receives support in moments of danger. Trust is built through grooming, shared vigilance, and the willingness to stand beside one another when threats appear. In a landscape where predators move silently and strikes come without warning, knowing who will stand with you can mean the difference between escape and capture. A curious juvenile drifts slightly away from the safety of the group, drawn by movement in the grass. In that small distance, the world becomes far more dangerous. A single step beyond the protection of the troop can turn curiosity into vulnerability. Adults react instantly, pulling the young one back toward the center. This is how survival is taught, not through words, but through urgent correction. On the Savanna, lessons are learned quickly or not at all. Heat begins to rise as the sun climbs higher, pressing down on the open plains. The troop slows its pace, seeking patches of shade beneath scattered trees and rocky ledges. Yet even in rest, vigilance never fades. One or two adults remain alert, scanning the distance for movement. In the Savanna, danger rarely announces itself. It emerges from silence, from the stillness between heartbeats. From within the tall grass, a pair of distant eyes glints in the light. A lioness waits, patient and unreadable. She does not rush. She measures the troop, searching for weakness, for separation, for a moment of carelessness. The baboons sense the shift in the air before they see her clearly. Their calls sharpen, their bodies tighten. Awareness spreads through the group like a wave. In seconds, the troop changes shape. The young are drawn inward, shielded by a wall of adult bodies. Teeth are bared. Voices rise into a harsh chorus of warnings. To the lioness, this is no longer an easy opportunity. A single attack could provoke a storm of resistance. the cost of injury may be higher than the reward of a meal. The balance of risk begins to tip. Baboons are not defenseless prey. When threatened, they confront danger with noise, numbers, and coordinated intimidation. The ground seems to vibrate with their combined voices. This display is not meant to win a fight, but to prevent one. In the wild, survival often belongs to those who convince the predator that the struggle will be too costly. The lioness withdraws into the grass, her opportunity slipping away. The troop does not relax at once. Tension lingers, stretching each second. Only when the threat fades completely do their movements soften. There is no celebration, only quiet continuation. In the savannah, survival is not marked by triumph, but by the simple fact of still being alive. As the day advances, the troop resumes its slow journey. Every escape becomes a memory. Every close call, a lesson carried forward. The young watch the adults closely, absorbing patterns of movement, learning when to run, when to stand firm, and when to remain still. In this way, the knowledge of survival passes silently from one generation to the next. In the distance, a line of elephants moves slowly across the dry earth, their massive forms casting long shadows. The baboons pause to watch, not out of fear, but out of instinctive awareness. Every large presence reshapes the landscape. The elephants trample paths through thorn and dust, opening routes that smaller animals may follow. The savanna is not just a battlefield of hunters and prey, but a shared terrain where each species alters the chances of the others. The troop resumes foraging, turning over stones, searching for roots, insects, and fallen fruit. Each small discovery is shared through sound and movement. Even in feeding, the group remains alert. Heads rise at sudden noises, bodies shift to maintain formation. For baboons, eating and watching the horizon happen at the same time, survival leaves no room for distraction. As the heat reaches its peak, the troop gathers in the shade. Grooming begins, fingers moving through fur in slow, deliberate rhythms. This is more than comfort. Grooming strengthens bonds, calms nerves, and rebuilds trust after moments of tension. In a world ruled by fear and uncertainty, these quiet rituals hold the troop together. The young imitate every gesture they see. They practice postures of warning, copy the sounds of alarm, and learn to read the subtle changes in the adult's behavior. Mistakes are met with swift correction. The savanna is unforgiving, and learning must be fast. What is learned today may save a life tomorrow. Baboons are not the strongest predators of the plains, nor the fastest runners. Yet they endure. Their strength lies in memory, in cooperation, and in the ability to turn many small minds into one collective awareness. Where a lone animal would fall, the troop survives by acting as a single, vigilant body. As the sun lowers toward the horizon, the savanna shifts into another rhythm. Predators prepare for the cover of dusk. The baboon troop tightens its formation, moving toward familiar sleeping cliffs and trees. Another day of silent battles has passed. Survival here does not belong to the fiercest or the boldest alone, but to those who remain alert, united, and ready to face the unknown together.